Hello, welcome to Real Frank Football. Thanks for checking it out. In this episode, we're going to break down Week 5 of the college football season. We had some more exciting games this week, some upsets, and we had two coaches. Are they friends or foes? Do they hate each other or do they love each other? What is it? We'll get into all that stuff next.
Real Frank.
All right, let's get right into Week 5. We'll start off with Kentucky versus Ole Miss. Boy, was this an exciting game. Now, Will Levis, the extraordinary quarterback, almost brought them back in this game. But unfortunately, they had a TD. It looks like they were going to take the lead, but a TD was called back for an illegal motion. And then the next play, Will Levis got blown up by a missed block, and he fumbled the ball, and that pretty much sealed the game. But what other things that happened in this game was Will Levis's finger. Oh boy, did that look gross. Look how it's dislocated there. And what's amazing, they fixed that finger, and he went back into the game. I mean, that finger looks horrendous. Oh, can't imagine as well as he did play. And at the game, there were 17 NFL personnel from 12 different teams scouting him, believing that he could potentially be a first-round pick next year. It's pretty crazy. Look at that. I just can't get over that finger. And then your quarterback, just horrific looking. And then during this game, frustrated a lot of people. Aaron Judd was up trying to break the home run record or tie it. I think he was trying to tie it. And they kept, on ESPN, they kept splitting the screen. So if you were a fan of Kentucky or Ole Miss, they kept splitting your screen, and it kept looking like this. This is an awful experience. Every time he was up to bat, ESPN would split the screen like this. There was a couple funny tweets about this. Me watching the Kentucky versus Ole Miss game. Am I the only one around here who's tired of ESPN interrupting college football games for Aaron Judd? I mean, can you blame him? I mean, that had to get old pretty fast, being split screen like that. Then Oklahoma versus TCU. Oh my goodness, was this a shocker of how bad Oklahoma was blown out by TCU, especially losing that big game the previous week, I believe, against Kansas State. Quite shocking, actually, but there was one vicious hit on Oklahoma's QB. I mean, this is I truly believe this is one of the dirtiest plays I've seen. This one seemed pretty vicious and intentional. Let's take a look at it here. QB's running around looking for someone, can't find anyone, so he's going to take off, and then this defender, boom, just lays him out. Look at this thing. Here he comes. Boom. I mean, he's sliding. He's halfway. He's almost down, and he could totally avoided him and just destroyed his head area. And this was called targeting, obviously. And look how scary that is. He's just laying there lifeless. I mean, that is pretty frightening. Targeting, he was kicked out of the game, but still, I mean, that was a no mercy Cobra Kai bullshit hit right there, if you ask me. I mean, that was dirty. Here's a different angle of the hit. As you see, he's coming. Look at his head. Boom. That head snapping just makes my stomach hurt. That impact, he's pretty much giving himself up. Bam. Oh, the way the head bounces like that. That is just awful. Here's the other side. The other side doesn't look as bad, but what's even crazy is that he was able to hold on to the ball somewhat even after that hit. But like I said, I think that's one of the dirtiest plays I've ever seen. I mean, that guy was giving himself up. He was pretty low to the ground, and this defender had to go pretty low to hit him in the head. It's pretty crazy. And the internet went crazy. Do you know who the third-string quarterback is at Oklahoma? His name is General Booty. That's right. The third-string quarterback at Oklahoma is General Booty. Oh, yeah, General Booty. Look at that. You think I'm making that up? General Booty. Isn't that awesome? I think that's sexy as parents. Woo! How'd that conversation go in the hospital when he was born? They look at him and say, my son's going to be called General Booty. He's going to get a ton of booty, so I'm going to call him Booty, General Booty. Our last name is Booty, and we'll make him a general of the booties. General Booty. I mean, the kid's last name is going to be Booty, and then you name him General. General Booty. At least he's the top of the booties. But there they were. General Booty, an actual person, recruit. Now, just to show you that I'm not lying or the internet wasn't lying, here's his card. Everyone wants to unleash the General Booty. He's 6'2", 190 pounds of all booty. Yeah, from Allen, Texas. And then here's another interesting thing. When did Steve Martin join the Brent Venables Sooner staff? Doesn't that guy look like Steve Martin? If you wonder where Steve Martin's been all these years, he is coaching the offense on Brent Venables' staff at Oklahoma. Now you know. And then Brent Venables calling Dabo at halftime. I think I'll go home now because these last 2 weeks he wants to go back to Dabo back in Clemson. Man, he's getting his ass handed to him. Find out what head coaching is all about. Not easy when you're defensive coordinator. Oh, that poor guy. Oh, and of course, watching Oklahoma Sooners fans in a Twitter meltdown, Lincoln Riley. Woo! Was he smart taking that money and running, huh? He took that cash grab. Why not? Look at it. He's got his quarterback followed them over there, and they're doing pretty well. I believe they're still undefeated. Iowa State versus Kansas. This was another nail-biter of a game. Let's go here. This game was going to the last-second field goal, relying on the kicker, and here is the kicker. And here it goes. Oh my goodness, was that way off? That was nowhere near. That was one of the worst kicks, and it didn't look that far that he missed it that bad. That could have potentially won the game for them in Iowa State. I mean, that's a video game miss right there. That's pretty bad. Texas A&M and Mississippi State. Man, Jimbo Fisher makes a shitload of money, and he hasn't done squat, and he keeps getting beat. And he got beat handedly again to Mississippi State's and Mike Leach's team. After a blowout 42-24 loss to Mississippi State today, Jimbo Fisher, who would be owed more than $95 million if he was fired without cause, man, has the same record as Kevin Sumlin through their first 53 games. And he got fired very easily, but now I guess when it costs you $95 million to get rid of someone, it's a little harder. And they were supposed to have this great recruiting class after they supposedly bought all these players with all these NIL deals. That's what Nick Saban was all pissed about, if you recall, in the summertime. But he's supposed to have all this Texas talent, and man, he is struggling. This is a good one. Mike Leach got the Aggie on his shoulders. Ho hum, another dub for Texas for Daddy Leach. Look at that, Daddy Leach owning Texas A&M. Oh, and the crying Jordan. I love the crying Jordan. Oh, and the Aggies. Oh, boy. Oh, it's so funny, the crying Jordan. I love when they do that. Michigan versus Iowa. Nothing new here. Wasn't even as close as that score represents, but one of my favorite things during the game, they threw this up. Big Ten ranking for Iowa. Scoring last. Passing last. Rushing last. So I think that pretty much sums up that you suck. You pretty much suck, right? You can't win with your defense and your special teams. It's amazing that you went that long, but you did play some shitty teams in the beginning, so that could probably help. But how embarrassing. Every offensive category you are last in. Oklahoma State versus Baylor there. Yeah, I mean, this was a good game, too. It was close. Went back and forth, especially in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma State took control early in the first half, but in the second half, Baylor came back. And I remember in the bowl game, last year. There was some revenge in here. Oklahoma State was like a couple inches away from scoring to win that game in their bowl game, which Baylor was able to beat them in. But here's the most interesting thing. Baylor's coach, he has some very, very interesting techniques of coaching here. Now, this is before the game. The players are dressed up and they're entering the field, and they're just beating the shit out of these players. Look at they're hitting them. What is going on here? He is beating these players up. I don't understand what technique this is. They got pad things nailing them. They're in their suits. They got backpacks on. They're drilling them. I'm assuming these are the strength and conditioning coaching staff. I just don't understand his methods. It's pretty wild to watch. But what makes this even more interesting to me is, I don't know if you saw last week's episode, but last week's game, this was during the sideline where Baylor's head coach is smacking everyone's ass. And look at this guy. Hey, come over here. I want one. Give me one. Give me one, coach. Give me one. Look at, give it. Bam. Bam. You go from this. Now you had this the previous week. It's just very, very unique, I guess. He's coming up with methods to motivate his team. It's very fascinating. Arizona State versus USC. No big shocker here that USC won and destroyed, but I just wanted to show you this. This was during the game. Did not get caught by the officiating crew. Oh, he looked a little too hot. You too hot to handle. Too cold to hold. So I'll squirt some water on you. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Squirt him. I think he squirted him in the eye, too. Look at that. Behind the official never saw it. Little dirty tactic there. And then Illinois versus Wisconsin. Yep, Wisconsin lost. Usually will happen if you can only run the ball and you have a garbage QB running your team. And then this happens a couple days ago. Wisconsin fires football coach Paul Chryst. Oh boy, another one in the Big Ten. So I believe that is 2 coaches in the Big Ten so far. Scott Frost, and now you got Paul Chryst. Both gone, blown out, cut. Don't understand it. Blowing out a coach in the middle of the season makes no sense, but maybe they're going to try out. Jim Leonard was put up as the interim coach. He was defensive coordinator. He's got NFL experience, played in the league, I believe, 10 years. So maybe that was like a trial thing, a cheap way to trial him out, see how the kids respond with Jim running the show. You give him a trial, maybe make him the head coach at the end if they show some progress. But here's the most interesting fact. Per Paul Chryst contract, the school owes him more than $16.4 million of his fired without cause. Terms of separation could apply to that. That's the contract. So Wisconsin, since they fired him, owes him $16.4 million. That's a lot of money, right? A lot of money just to say, hey, get out of here. Don't work. We're going to pay you $16.4 million. Don't work here anymore. It's wild, right? But here's another interesting piece of tidbit. He settled with the school at a reduced buyout of $11 million. Oh, that was nice of him. It says 16.4. I'll take $11 million. Okay, we'll call it even. I'll go buy a couple houses, live the fat life for a while. So $11 million, but this is the most interesting part. He had approximately $20 million remaining on his deal through January 2027. The buyout money will be funded by the University of Wisconsin Foundation, which is the school's fundraising organization. So, you suckers who donate to these universities when they have their little foundation fundraising programs, I know being an alumni from a university always reaches out for donations for fundraising for this shit. They're taking that money to get rid of a coach. Here, get rid of this coach. This $11 million is from our fundraising that was supposed to be for the school or to build a building or for a scholarship. We're going to give it to this coach. Disgusting. All for... Here comes the money! Here we go. Money talk. They were losing. The fan base was shrinking, and they needed to keep those people in the stands, and they need that bowl revenue. You're not making it into the bowl. We need the bowl revenue. But we're going to take it from the fundraising money. Dirty. That's my little rant on that. And then Michigan State versus Maryland. Oh, how the times have changed in just a year. Mel Tucker, the god who beat Michigan a couple times and nobody really else, all of a sudden got a $95 million contract, and he can no longer beat anybody this year. He lost to Maryland handedly again. They're on a 3-game skid right now. And the fans have about had it. And I love reading these tweets. I keep thinking of a sign that might read, "What does $95 million buy you? Ask Mel Tucker, because it didn't buy us much." Sign Michigan State. Here's another one. Watching Michigan State football, 10 years, $95 million for that coach. Young coaches get Mel Tucker's agent on the phone immediately. After Maryland beats Michigan State 27-13 to send the Spartans to 2-3, 0-2 in the Big Ten, folks are talking about Mel Tucker's 10-year, $95 million contract. It's a dude straight up pulled an Ocean's 11 type of ice on LSU for getting that back. But don't remember that. And then the response, I haven't seen Ocean's 11 in a minute, but I don't remember the casino owner walking up to Danny Ocean and just give him $90 million to stick around in the casino. Oh boy. Oh, these are so funny. Just a reminder, Mel Tucker got paid $791,000 for coaching that game today. Whew. Man, when you put that in perspective, you think about what you work in a day, 40 hours a week, and $791,000 to get your ass kicked. That's gonna haunt him, that contract. That contract's gonna haunt him for a long time. Yes. And Rutgers versus Ohio State. No big surprise here. Of course, Ohio State destroyed Rutgers, but I'm very confused. This game confused me. I was very confused. So we'll start off with this play. This was a punt. They're lining up for a punt, Ohio State, and they're up 39 points. They're up by 39 points in this game, and they're going for a punt, and it's a fake. They're running a fake punt with up 39 points, but this punter gets destroyed. Oh, bam, right on Ohio State's sidelines. I mean, he got lit up. Lit up. Look at this hit again. I mean, this is a vicious hit for a punter. Boom! Oh, he's not used to that. That was a vicious hit, but the benches got a little pissed. Up 39 points, and you run a fake punt. Now you know what happens here. If you follow football and special teams, some of the teams give the punters a green light if they see a specific alignment from the defense. If there's a specific alignment or formation on the defense, they've been told and coached, if this is what you see, you have permission to run this fake punt. Apparently, this is what happened in the Rutgers game. He saw the formation. He was trained and taught to do that, so he did that even though not using common sense that we're up 39. Maybe coach would be pissed if I ran this, and maybe the other team would hate me and want to kill me, but he did anyway. I mean, he is an Ohio State grad. Wait, I got to get that in there. But here it is. Both these coaches worked on the same staff. Ryan Day, I believe, had Sherino in there as a defensive coordinator for years. And here this is before the pregame. They're talking. Greg and Ryan, best buds, right? Choo. Hey, how you doing? How you kids? How your kids? Hey, you want to get a bite to eat afterwards? Hey, you remember when we went and saw that movie together? We cried, that kind of stuff. And then after that hit that happened, or that fake punt was run, boy, did things change fast. Oh my God, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. I know you cheated on your wife. I have the pictures. I'm gonna send it to her right now. Get on your sideline. What are you doing? Don't you remember? I used to be your boss. Go on the other side, bitch. Who are you? That's what's going on there. And then after the game, oh, we're buddies. Let's hug it out. Let's hug it out, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Oh, we're friends again. Throw it up. He's even got the puffy lip. Look at the puffy lip. Me and I fucked up. I'm sorry. He's got the little puffy, sexy puffy lip for Ryan. Can we make up? Let's make up. On a little treat here. Since this is Monday Night Football happened before I did this episode, the Rams 49ers game, I had to show this one clip because it is an amazing clip. Rams lost to the 49ers pretty handily, but during the game, a fan tried getting on the field and was running down the field. And here's what it looked like. I mean, this is great. So here, this is a fan perspective. He's running on the field, running, and Bobby Wagner of the Rams, boom, destroys this guy. Destroys him. Now I'm going to show this again, but look at these security. This guy is a piece of garbage here. He is fallen on the ground. He's already lit up, and the guy's way gone. He should be fired. He blew that. Look at, he's getting up. This guy's way out of shape. He has no chance. This guy's blown out already. I don't understand this pink stuff that's flying around him, but Bobby Wagner just fucking lights him up. Oh, did he deserve that guy? It's so funny. Bobby had it, you know. He had it. His teammate back there had it. I'll fix this. I'll fix this. Bam. Snapped his neck. And here's a better picture of it, man. Look at that. Oh, helmet to the chin. Helmet to the chin. I hope it was worth it. All right, that's a wrap for week 5. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next week when I break down week 6. Until then, thanks for watching.